So welcome to Agritourism in North Carolina. I'm Annie Baggett, and I serve as an agribusiness developer and the agritourism marketing specialist with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. So in short, my job is to help farms that welcome visitors, that welcome the public. So today we're going to talk about the necessity to diversify and innovate in agriculture today, and ask the questions and cover the basics of agritourism. So is agritourism right for you? So kind of to give you a kind of broader view, the Department of Agriculture with regard to agritourism really wants to be the go-to destination for farm visits and connecting the public to local food in the world. And right now, this is super important to folks in the midst of the pandemic. We've seen local food increase and people feel safer in being in the outdoors. So there is a definition in a statute, House Bill 329 back in '05, where agritourism is defined. And in short, it is education, recreation, entertainment on working farms and ranches. So it's really important to think about what you're doing with your farmland first, how you're farming, what you're raising, if it's seafood, it's what you're catching, that kind of thing. And then agritourism was created as a diversification option. So an option for farms to have diverse revenue streams. And agritourism is defined as welcoming the public to the farm. So why do we do this? So certainly preservation of the farmland, inspiring the next generation to farm. So legacy plans are a challenge for farmers. Most farmers on average are 59 years or older. So it's important for the next generation to be excited about taking over the farm. And a way to do that is by having a successful operation. And oftentimes that includes agritourism. So it's also about community vibrancy, so local economic development, and also supporting a positive bottom line for the individual farms. So it's important that the farms be profitable. So agribusiness is the state's top industry at 92.7 billion, representing 772,000 jobs. Our military is number 2, and then tourism in general is number 3. So some exciting statistics about agritourism in general is that it has tripled in growth between '02 and 2017. So folks that are even pre-pandemic, people were very interested in learning where their food comes from, and they're very interested in meeting and learning from farmers. And now outdoor experiences, of course, are safe opportunities for the public. So some more sort of why background to the benefits of agritourism. So education of the public about agriculture is really important. The farms that welcome the visitors are the ones that are on the front lines sharing what it means to be a farmer, and it's only 2% of the whole population. So it's truly a huge responsibility to talk with them about where their food comes from, what livestock practices they have, how they're caring for their farmland, their forestry, conservation efforts. All of those sorts of things get wrapped in there. Preservation of the farms and the farmland, sharing your heritage, of the farm's history and lifestyle. There are a lot of reasons why. The most important piece is that, for farmers to diversify into agritourism, they're looking for opportunities to have alternative revenue streams. So alternative to what they're producing. So agritourism and the statute came about the time that tobacco was leaving North Carolina in a big way. We weren't growing as much of it. So as the tobacco buyout occurred, farms really had to pivot and adapt, much like they have during the pandemic, to figure out what to do. And agritourism is an option. So welcoming the public is an option to make that happen. So it's important to think about your audience. So who is going to visit the farm? So North Carolina is a top state in the country. It's where people are moving. I noticed that the Outer Banks has become incredibly popular during the pandemic. Mecklenburg and Wake counties are two of the urban areas that continue to grow. Most of our state is rural. And even the home of UNC Chapel Hill, Orange County, is 70% rural. So what this means is that you have an audience, you have the population to help support agritourism. And the good news is that people are willing to travel to visit farms. So there are some travel trends that I believe are going to stick, and these are some pre-COVID travel trends that are popular now. People are really valuing experiences over possessions. They want to focus on comfort and happiness, and travelers really enjoy, and the public in general really enjoys feeling like a kid again. So no better place than the farm to make that happen. So other trends include, green travel, ecotourism. The young populations, the millennials, are excited about off the beaten path travel. Individuals want to travel by themselves and have really robust, safe experiences, as do families and couples. There's lots and lots of opportunity to share experiences. And truly, you can form fit these travel trends and the audience to whatever you're thinking and hoping to offer to the public. So again, who are the customers? So in general, families are customers, are our agritourism customers. Females in general make 85% of all family and individual decisions. So it's really important to speak to the female in the family and to understand where she's coming from. The foodie population is, people that are really interested in culinary experiences and in, dining and understanding where their food comes from. People who want to pick their own products out of the field, be it grapes or strawberries or blueberries or whatever's in season. So again, another why is visitor impacts and jobs. So the tourism industry contributes a lot to the overall economy, and having a really strong business model and continuing to employ those that are on your farm and then grow jobs as well. So this is a super exciting piece of data. In 2019, about 49 million individuals came to North Carolina to visit. So of course, this was pre-pandemic. We do feel as though this data is going to kind of continue. We've seen a lot of growth in North Carolina. It's been difficult to find rental property in the mountains and along the coast during COVID. So just keep in mind that 91% of domestic travelers come to North Carolina for leisure, and 88% of them travel by car. So they're driving our highways to experience North Carolina. So this infographic, this 2019 infographic, was made available in 2020. And agritourism activities is one that is highlighted here. And some other opportunities too that are outdoor experience agritourism like. So people have a propensity to enjoy agriculture-based activities based on this infographic. They're interested in local food, they're interested in outdoor recreation, they're interested in entertainment, rural sightseeing, that kind of thing. So, what's your why? So, why do you want to welcome guests to your farm? And how do you define success in agritourism? So it's important to have goals and to have a basic guide in terms of an agritourism business plan and marketing plan. So it's important to identify who the face of the farm is, who is going to be the host, who's going to tell the stories, who's going to educate the public about what's happening on your farm. Know that it doesn't necessarily have to be you, the farmer. It could be someone in the farm family. It could be a farm friend. It needs to be someone that knows your farm well and can easily translate that into stories, into your story, into educating the public about the farm. What's really important to understand is that you're diving into a whole new industry and you're gaining hospitality skills. So tourism is very different from farming. And agritourism really means that you've got to really like people. I know a lot of farmers are content to just hop on their tractor and go about their business all by themselves, maybe not talk with anyone or see anyone else during the course of a day because they're so busy managing their crops or their livestock. So it's important to really appreciate and enjoy people. So these are the key critical success factors when it comes to agritourism. So your story is unique to your farm and no one else can tell it and no one else has that story. Your value as a destination versus a location. Do not worry if you are at the end of a country lane or the top of a mountain or somewhere in remote rural North Carolina. When you offer worthwhile visitor activities, people will travel. They will come. From experience, we know that farmers have enjoyed guests from other states as far away as Texas, Florida, New York, all the neighboring states as well. It's important to follow local regulations, so get in touch with your local planning and zoning folks, your cooperative extension folks, talk with them about what your interests are. Really work on those relationships with neighboring, neighborhoods, other farmers, let them know what you're thinking about doing. You really want to get local buy-in. Also, it's an opportunity to boost the community and to work together. Your goal is to create experiences of a lifetime for visitors, give them something special that they can't get anywhere else. It's important to have excellent staff that's knowledgeable, that really cares about that visitor experience. Again, it comes back to that business model and profitability for the farm. So you've got to make sure that you're doing that number crunching with all of your inputs to understand that you are making a profit. And then there's also the realities of farming. We all know that, the weather can be daunting in North Carolina, and that's something that we have to pay attention to when it comes to agritourism. So the business management side of things, it's all the basics that you may already be working on: financial responsibility, getting insurance. So liability insurance, a priority for farms that welcome visitors. We do have some resources that we can share with you to make sure you have appropriate coverage for the activities you hope to have on your farm. Having good labor practices, marketing and public relations, the area of expertise that I work in, is also a huge need. Many growers and producers feel like, hey, I can grow and produce and do what I do really well, but it's hard for me to get the word out to the public. So we can help with that. Local regulations, state regulations, making sure that you meet those guidelines and expectations. Again, safety and liability. So hand washing stations have been super important for agritourism always. And, you know, it really wasn't hard for agritourism, for farms that welcome visitors and offer agritourism activities to really adapt during COVID for that reason, because it is a priority. You know, paying appropriate taxes, making sure that your reporting is appropriate. And then again, you know, the realities of farming centered around, you know, flooding, hurricanes, pandemics, all of those sorts of things. So, you know, what's happening right now? So this is just a list of some of the activities that are happening centered around agritourism across the state. But truly, if there is something that you're excited about, that you are passionate about, that you have experience in, that you want to offer, know that families will come and they will invest. So again, it's your story, you're the storyteller, and just know that people are ready to listen and are super excited about that opportunity. So what we do is, you know, we just, you know, get in our field, and this is a strawberry grower, which strawberries are coming into season now across the state. So imagine a grower getting down on his knees and showing his crop, you know, talking about how he puts in the plants in the fall and what to expect when it comes to the bloom season, and how he manages cold weather, you know, that always hits. You know, we always have frost issues, and how they manage that, and how they create the most delicious strawberries, flavorful, nutritious, that folks would be excited about coming for a U-pick or for an educational experience on the farm. So what could you offer? So I'm getting ready to just share some ideas for you to consider, and kind of general categories of what's happening in the state right now. So education-based workshops, and just keep in mind that when you teach, you're marketing. So education is marketing and marketing is education. And it's really important to have a business model and a marketing plan that is year long. That's an opportunity for you to really even out that revenue stream when you are not in high production. So fresh food, we can't grow enough food. In our state, there are U-pick opportunities and produce stands and farm to table dinners, all kinds of opportunities when it comes to welcoming the public. One particular farmer that I worked with a while back, he was really hard pressed to meet his financial commitments, and reached out and said, you know, I need to raise some cash super quick and I need some help. So after kind of asking a lot of questions about what he was excited about and passionate about, it was discovered that he had a collection of cars, of antique vehicles, farm equipment, all kinds of things. And so he put together a full day that included a farm tour and a car show, and he invited all of his car loving friends to come. He sold tickets. They had a food and beverage event and a whole lot of fun. And this was his easing in to offering experiences for the public. So I do highly recommend just putting your toe in the pond. Just try out one small event just to see if you like it before making any huge commitments, you know, before, you know, building a big structure or investing in agritourism, you know, features for your farm. Make sure that you like it. You really have to appreciate the public. You really have to like people in order to be successful in agritourism. So farm stays is an opportunity. You know, it can be as lovely as a bed and breakfast and cabin rental, but it could also be camping opportunities on farms. And there was an article in July of 2019 that ran in the Charlotte Observer that talked about, in the past year, people living in rural North Carolina made over $76 million hosting 436,000 people through Airbnb. And that was a 74% growth rate. And that was rural North Carolina. So that's where our farms are. So that's pretty exciting. And now, truly, people love the opportunity to go out and visit, stay on a farm. It's been a good, safe place to experience during the pandemic. So centering a festival around a crop or your heritage is a good opportunity. Farm stores selling direct to the customer is a very profitable way to open up that revenue stream and engage with the public. Special events. Lots of weddings happen on farms. They haven't in the last year, but that is starting to open up now. Reunions and corporate events, all sorts of opportunities to engage the public through special events. And again, all year long, you can have visitors on the farm. This is a model of a January through December marketing plan, just real framework, simple framework to just kind of get a farmer thinking about how they could expand into agritourism and all year long. So some of the opportunities for you through the department to get aligned with the department, to get aligned with others in agritourism, other farmers, other professionals, sign up for the Monday marketing message through the Department of Agriculture. Every Monday, we put together a message that can be just a very simple tool or tactic, something that you can easily apply to your farm. It could be a grant opportunity, all sorts of things. Right now, we are ramping up the balance of 2021 and asking farms to submit their agritourism activities so that we can help expose them to the media, and the media would come out and do a story and get some free publicity. So another project initiative that is expanding statewide now, and Farm Credit is actually Carolina Farms Credit is a sponsor. We're expanding statewide now. We are in conversation and adopting about assets from about 74 counties. So we've got a few more to go. We're about 75% of the way. Across the state, but basically it's a digital tool. So, go back to kind of the fact that people travel the state when they either visit or they're a resident, and they're going out to explore farms. They're traveling the roadways, rural roads, major highways. And so the Visit North Carolina Farms app is a travel app. It's a travel tool. So it's a way to connect the public with agribusinesses, so farms, fisheries, local food, through restaurants, distilleries, breweries, wineries, that kind of thing, farmers markets, special events, tours and trails. So it connects folks directly to those opportunities and destinations where, when, and how those agribusinesses are conducting business, with 24-hour update and marketing push notification opportunities. So it's a real-time product that gets people very excited about visiting farms. This is part of our promotional campaign for spring. So local farms, food and fun is kind of the theme. There is an organization called the North Carolina Agritourism Networking Association that is a farmer-led, pretty much all volunteers, organization that helps with growing the industry and helps share best practices. So we have had a farm tour, a farmer to farmer farm tour on a very cold day in February this year, and usually host a couple of farmer to farmer farm tours a year, plus an annual conference. If you have an interest in agritourism, you're encouraged to learn more about the Agritourism Networking Association. So you'll find success in agritourism when you are very excited about welcoming the public, when you care about people and it's easy for you to engage with people. It's important that you offer a clear and unique benefit. So what's special and what's unique about your farm? What do you have to offer that no one else can? So carving out your niche in the marketplace and figuring out who your customers are. Then it's important for you to be your authentic self because that's what the public wants. They want you. Doesn't matter if you're shy. It doesn't matter if you're really outgoing, if you know the latest joke. It's all about your story. It's all about your practices. And just know that the public is excited about learning more and getting to know you and visiting your farm. Probably if there's ever a piece that is concerning for us as professionals in agritourism, it's making sure that you do not try to replicate someone else's business model. It's very important that you create your own identity, and make sure that you just respect other farmers and what they're doing. And we will help in any way that we can um, in the process of you developing your business plan and your marketing plan. Also know that the cooperative extension across the state, so regardless of which county you're in, if you reached out to your cooperative extension director and talked with them about offering the agritourism curriculum, so there are 7 educational modules that a group of us in agritourism put together that pretty much focus on the critical success factors so that you can walk away from that learning session with a good idea of how you want to engage with the public. Could also be a great opportunity for a farm member to participate in that learning opportunity to see if really agritourism is right for your farm. Once you kind of get into the details of, financial responsibilities and marketing and liability insurance and, planning a farm tour and all of the details that come into play when you're welcoming visitors to the farm. Again, we'll help in any way we can to get you connected. And so together, North Carolina will be the destination for farm visits and connection to local food in the world. Thank you so much for all that you're doing on your farm. And I look forward to answering any questions that might come in via email or through Farm Credit moving forward. Thank you and have a great day.